So this is probably one of the best camera backpacks on the market, the Wandrd Prvke version 3. So Wandrd are known for having very premium grade quality camera backpacks, and the Wandrd Prvke version 3 is really no different. It's a stylish looking bag, very good to look at, very sexy if I'm being honest, but I wouldn't be taking fashion advice from me given the shirt that I'm wearing. But honestly, I think it's a nice looking bag. I think that you can take it to other occasions outside of your camera work, but you know, that's the backpack. In terms of the fabric that it's made of though, it's made of ballistic nylon and weather sealing tarpaulin, which are great fabrics for a backpack to be made of, particularly a camera backpack, as it gives you very good weather resistance and weather protection against the elements. So heat, rain on it, it's going to be protected. Your equipment inside this backpack will be protected. That being said, it's not a Pelican case, so don't go throwing this thing off 2 stories and expecting your gear to be all right, but it will just be protected against the general elements. Also, on terms of the weather sealing, it also does have the tarpaulin covering over the zippers, which means that you basically won't have any water or liquid seeping in through the teeth of your zipper and damaging what's inside. And the zippers, in all honesty, are very clean to operate. There's no snag there despite the tarpaulin covering over the zippers. I've been using this all day, and honestly, great bit of protection. All in all, it's a very well protected bag. Now, in terms of comfortability, it's a lightweight bag. I, of course, am working with the 21 litre. You can get the 31 litre, but all in all, comfortable bag to work with, thanks to, in all honesty, the air mesh on the back here. So this is great. You do want to have air mesh on your camera backpacks. Allows a lot more breathability, and this air mesh here has been elevated a bit, so you're having an extra bit of breathability. You also do have sort of a canal along the midsection and the lower midsection of your back. So when you're walking around with this backpack on a very hot day, you are going to be able to basically breathe easily, which is good considering this backpack in particular is pitch black, so it's not exactly going to be pleasant in the heat, but with the air mesh, it's a lot more bearable. It's a lot more comfortable. You also do have a bit of air mesh on the straps as well, so you're getting a bit of breathability on your shoulders as well. Also, you do have the straps here. So the straps are detachable and they come inside the backpack and you can detach them. But honestly, I would have the waist strap on this backpack the whole time, just because you really do want to be carrying this backpack from your waist. Most camera backpacks, you want to be carrying it from your waist and have it lightly resting on your shoulders. Pockets, in all honesty, I'm not going to go into too much detail about pockets. It's a Wandrd bag. It's got a lot of pockets, a shitload of pockets. You can fit all sorts of things in here. You also do have some secret pockets, so you can sort of hide your passports, your credit cards, any sort of valuables you might have inside this bag very securely. And also one little thing that I actually do like is you have the water bottle pocket here, which, look, I'll be honest, is very small, but then you zip it, it gets larger, and suddenly I can fit an absolutely massive water bottle in. So I like to stay hydrated. It's important to stay hydrated when you're traveling around, and being able to fit a massive water bottle in this backpack is great. I mean, even today, it's pretty damn hot, so it's nice to have that pocket. In terms of what else this camera backpack can fit, of course, can fit your standard camera gear. So you got your lenses, your cameras, and all that sort of stuff. I'll be honest, it doesn't sort of fit a crazy amount to me. In all honesty, I like to admittedly carry around a small studio, so probably not the best comparison as a videographer. But if you're doing your sort of general traveling, you do have enough room to fit, you know, as camera body, 2 lenses, maybe some microphones, an extra sort of power pack, some little bits and bobs. You do have the pocket up here, of course, where you can sort of fit another camera or another lens if you want. But all in all, it's a compact sort of storage. It's very secure. If this thing's shaking around, honestly, your gear is not going to be shaking around. It's going to be very strapped in and very secure. You can also fit your standard tablets and iPhones and other little bits of electronics. You cannot fit a 16-inch laptop in this, unfortunately. I've tried fitting it in the larger pockets or the pockets where you might put a laptop, and it just doesn't fit. But if you really want to push the limits of this backpack and you have a 16-inch laptop, you can actually, it's got a bit of grass in it, sorry about that. You can actually fit your laptop in this backpack technically. So I've got it just sort of laying on the top here. Again, it's not really secure, but this is a very compact bag. It's a very tight fit. So, and you do got that bit of cushioning from the air mesh as well. So it is kind of protected, but yeah, technically you can fit a 16-inch laptop in this backpack if you absolutely have to. And in terms of while we're talking about room, this is a 21 liter backpack. You can get a 31 liter, and I'd probably get a 31 liter. I like to carry more. But what's great is this backpack does actually have an extra 5 liters on top of it. So look at that. So what you've got there is all that extra bit of room. If for whatever reason you need to like buy extra stuff, put more equipment, or just have something else in there, you can get an extra 5 liters out of this backpack thanks to that pocket. That is fantastic. There's no like little sort of straps or little pockets inside this general area here. It is just basically a long sleeve, so might be a bit annoying if you're stacking a whole bunch of stuff on top of this initial area here. But fortunately, you do have an easy access pocket on the side here for your camera in general. That's where your camera really should be. You can just have extra stuff in there. All in all, in terms of storage, great amount of pockets, great deal of storage that you can sort of get out of it. And you've also, well, it's just compact, so it's all very secure. Maybe you can't fit some absolutely massive bits of equipment. You can fit a laptop, a large laptop if you tried, but outside of that, it is just generally a compact for a general run and gun sort of kit. So I'm not actually done talking about storage. What we've got here as well is the interior here. So you've got your general interior for your backpack, and that's your camera block. Look at that. So you can actually completely remove the interior of your camera backpack. I packed this tight. So look at that. So if for whatever reason you need to remove the interior of your backpack, you can do it in one go like that. And that's great. That means now I can just sort of carry my camera back on its own little bag like that and have my backpack here and maybe throw some extra stuff in there. So I'm getting even more room out of a 21 liter backpack. That's really cool. Yeah, there's a few little lids here obviously, but these lids here, they do all sort of fold back easily enough. So it does sort of quickly, well not quickly, look at me struggle. So I think it's always good to actually show how a backpack looks when you're wearing it, as opposed to just sitting next to it. And this is what you're sort of working with. I'm a shorter guy, smaller sort of build, so you know, this is sort of how it fits on me, the standard 21 liter. Fits all right. I've got the waist support here, which I always like to have some waist support here. Straps are great. As I said, the breathability on this backpack is fantastic. It's very comfortable. Sort of elevated off my back, so you know, it's not pressed up right against it. I'm not building up a whole lot of sweat for that reason. It's, you know, generally just a sort of comfortable build backpack. If I bring the, 5 liters up, maybe does sort of hit up to my head here a bit, but outside of that, that's sort of what you're working with here. Easy to run with, I've got it actually fairly loose, and that's sort of it shaking around right now, but I'm not going to be worrying about, gear shaking around because it's so tightly packed in there with this backpack. So this is the camera block on the outside with the additional straps strapped to it. So now I can obviously just have it strapped like a handbag here, backpack there. Got extra room in the backpack now thanks to this. Doesn't look sexy, I'll be honest, doesn't look great. Looks a bit weird to be honest. And the straps here, while it's great to have these extra straps here, they're not the most comfortable. Got the weird buckles here sort of digging in the side. It's not great, but if you absolutely need to have the extra room in the backpack, you do have the ability to basically have your camera kit here. Another thing I don't really like about the camera block though is the top pocket, the quick access pocket here is sort of on the side. It is at a bit of an awkward angle, if I'm being totally honest. I would have much rather had the access pocket right here with the straps so I can access it there. I mean, technically I can sort of just open it like that and I'll be fine. But yeah, that's sort of what you're working with on the camera block, So I only did have this backpack for a few days and I didn't want to get the opinion of someone that's used the Wandrd Provoke backpacks for a while. So here's landscape photographer James Tapscott and his opinions on the Wandrd Provoke.
Hi, I'm James. I'm a landscape photographer, apparently. This is the Wandrd Provoke 31 litre. I bought this bag as I needed a bigger bag to go for overseas trips I was going on and for a lot of domestic travels and just general walkabout, things like that. I also quite like the look of it and I have very bad impulse control. The overall material of it, very waterproof. Taken down in torrential rain. Camera gear and everything else was fine. I wasn't, but who cares? I find it quite comfortable, so I don't really use it with the waist strap or anything like that. I sort of use it as is. Obviously, as I'm a bit of a wide load, I don't know if this is my copy of the bag, but I feel like it bends sort of inwards until you've worn it in a bit, and then it sort of molds to the shape of your back. Look, I'll be honest, I don't think Wandrd is at the moment the most well-known out of the major brands, but I think that it does definitely punch above its weight in quite a few areas. Whereas, like, I think that this, if you want to take your camera with you to work, other camera brands I know look flashy and look great, but then in daily use annoy the hell out of you. Definitely after my most recent holiday, it basically proved its value to me. So if you need a good travel bag and or just an all-in-one bag that you can just chuck a camera, maybe one or two lenses if you're lucky in there, and say like a change of clothes for like an overnight trip, then this bag's got you covered.
So that's the Wandrd Provoke version 3. And now, who do I reckon this backpack's for? Well, I think it's for anyone who has to sort of actually run around with a camera kit, especially in constantly changing conditions, as this backpack is both compact and very versatile. It's versatile in the sense that you basically can get an extra like 7 liters out of this backpack if you remove the camera cube and the, additional 5 liters in the back here. So you do have that additional bit of room there. It's also the materials, man, it's very protected from the elements. I wouldn't be carrying a crazy lot of stuff, like I probably wouldn't be carrying a cinema camera around in this, but a general sort of quality hybrid camera, 2 lenses, power pack, and maybe a microphone, works great here. You've got all these additional pockets for all these other little bits and pieces. If you need to travel around as well, it's great. It has that extra bit of room there, so you can actually travel and bring your kit with you. So that's the Wandrd Provoke version 3. Let me know what features you're most excited about in this backpack in the comments below.